be good now. Aha! Now there's talking. Sorry. Apparently my microphone went out before I even started the stream. I didn't really think to check it because this cord's been really good. And right now I'm fucking with it pretty bad. So just kind of keep that in mind. It could go back out again. Alright, now I can get the music going. So anyways, let me redo that. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Blood and Beans. Hello, Fuzzy. How are you? I was explaining I really didn't have a whole lot to talk about today. Pocket says I'll get on a topic and just go with it like I always do, and that was about it. So I guess it kind of fit the theme to the beginning of the stream, which was like just music.
I played with the tattoo machine yesterday.
So
well, not an actual tattoo machine, they're the quarter ones. You put the 50 cents in and you do the zit zit. I have it down to like a minute.
You were first.
Because there's two tattoo sticker machine things.
Nope, it was me that messed up, Gamma. Don't worry, it was just me. It was all me. I'm usually me though. There's a mess up. You just look towards me. I mean, it's a good place to start looking anyway. I even usually start looking there. If there's something messed up, what did I do? So.
I moved my neck and it went crunch, but kind of like Rice Krispies. I don't think it's what it's supposed to sound like. That's what like, ooh. Like, you know, because you could hear it in your head.
Fuzzy says hello.
Hi, Fuzzy. I just moved my head and it sounded like Rice Krispies.
You don't have to yell, just...
Oh, sorry, you always tell me to yell if I'm not next to the mic.
I speak louder, but not like...
This is me speaking louder. I can show you yelling. That's very loud and Shiloh's still asleep. I don't want to get yelled at by her. That was super... No.
I spent a lot of time in the game room yesterday. Playing a lot on the Wii U. I had it hooked up for something, and I don't know. Now that it's hooked up, it's like, well, fuck it. Let's play around with this thing again. So I don't know. I've been playing Contra Rebirth, Gradius Rebirth. That's what it was. That's how it started. And I moved somehow to the Nintendo 64 for a while. We were starting 12:30. 12:30. Don't worry, nothing's really happened. It's been a very relaxed week. Hasn't really been a whole lot going on. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I like that. Work's been good.
I have a silly summer job now. Mowing lawns.
No, you have a summer job mowing lawns. No job is silly.
I'm almost 41 years old. That's the only thing
I
can get.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 70 and your job is mowing lawns. No job
70, and they're not gonna let me wheel
no job at any age is silly. If you are working to earn an income, that is respectable. So, and every little bit helps.
Said the old lady that pissed in the sea.
Tell us about the game room.
It's about 8x8.
Yeah,
no, I was being funny.
This will be funny. I want Pocket's description of the game room.
It's about 8x8, kind of like a jail cell, but more fun because there's arcade games instead of bars. And you can actually open up this door and walk out without guards. And of course, let's see. You got the Xbox, so that's 30 different systems, including the 2 arcade systems, plus 2 Ataris, and a little Atari that's very, very tiny, looks like it's on TV, little joysticks. Yeah, I had to get that, yeah. I had to have one of them. Shitload of NES games, shitload of Super NES games, shitload of Wii games, shitload of PlayStation 2 games. Let's see. We got some Wii U games. I don't know which one was the bowling. Was that for the Wii or for the Wii U?
It was for the Wii.
Yeah, I like that. And I liked the golf and the tennis. But I don't see how we're playing tennis out there, in there, without hitting somebody with a racket in the head. Because somebody's going to get unconscious or something's going to get hit. I don't know. He also just got this really awesome stand. Looks like a keyboard on each side. That holds all his NES games. Really, looks really cool, actually. There, that's my description.
That's description over.
And black lights, and his favorite little disco ball that I got him, that he loves so much. Little party light. Your little saloon thing that I pointed out in the flea market that goes on the wall. Calendar every year for Christmas for your game room. Specifically for the damn game room. Like, you know, it's hard to shop for you. For me, you can go to the kids aisle. You gotta go to Spencer's, Shroomies, freaking J Street Gatons.
Alright, so I think this is where I will jump in now. I hope everybody enjoyed Pocket's description of the game room. It's a little bit quick. Some of it's not exactly accurate, and it is from the perspective of the wife who watches her husband spend time in the game room.
Lots of time.
Oh, yes, lots of time. I did yesterday. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time in the game room, and you know what? It felt amazing. It felt great to sit down and actually play some fucking games, and it was great. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting a letter. Hold on. We're still scribbling. I can't talk with scribbling going.
Try to understand.
Okay, I couldn't read the first word. The first thing you wrote was, it looked like a scribble. And you're like, scribble, try to understand.
You kidding? I used to have to read notes like that.
I can't understand this gibberish.
I used to have to read notes like that in the morning from my father. And he wrote like that constantly.
So I will answer. I have not played Dead Island or Dead Island 2. I have.
Is that a zombie game?
I have Batman Arkham City. I haven't beaten it. I've played it.
Don't we have Lego Batman?
Somber has the high score. Gamma. I have the most records, but Somber has the high score on Galaga on my arcade machine. One of them.
It's a sore
My
subject.
Miss Pac-Man arcade machine. I have two arcade machines.
Sorry, I took my inhale.
I have two arcade machines in there. One of them is a Miss Pac-Man machine, and it has 10 games on it. And one of those 10 games is Galaga. And Somber felt the need to come to my house last year before we went to Locust Lake and hung out for the weekend. And he felt the need to beat my high score.
I
And
felt
it has
really
been.
bad because he did it before I woke up, so I
It
didn't
was
have time to
sitting at the top. Has been sitting at the top of my leaderboard for a
until he
year.
comes back.
Yeah, he'll beat it again.
And then he'll beat
Whatever.
it again. I gotta take that bleach.
No renovations. No. No need to do renovations. I'm not living here forever. Shiloh is, when she moves out, when she's done with school, she moves out. I am also moving out. I'm not staying here. Most likely going to actually go live a little bit closer to Locust Lake. That's kind of the plan. Cost of living there is a lot lower. Work opportunities are also a little bit more difficult, but I'm hoping by then my bills won't be what they are, and I'll be able to live off of a substantially lower income. And if I'm living someplace that kind of facilitates living off of that substantially lower income, it'd be nice to kind of work part-time. My dream job is basically greeter at Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. That's my dream job.
Speaking of Walmart, next week.
I have Galaxian as well, Paul. The machine comes with Galaga and Galaxian, Dig Dug,
It comes with like 15 different games.
10 games.
10 games. I'm the one who turned around when he said we
Rolling
have to find
Thunder.
another TV. I turned around and I saw that. I'm like, well, why don't you get this? And you should have seen, it was like a boy on Christmas Day. When he saw that Pac-Man machine.
I also have a Ninja Turtles and the Ninja Turtles machine in there.
That we've had.
Features up to 4 people. And she says it's small in there. It's like a jail cell and yada, yada, yada. You could
it's 8 by 8 room.
It is, but I have it set up in a way where you could easily fit 6 people in there comfortably with 2 TVs and 2 arcade machines, and I've got
the same thing.
I've got
the bars.
I've got 3 chairs in there for people to sit in. I got 2 chairs, and then there's a bar stool. Someone could stand at the Miss Pac-Man arcade machine and be playing while people are still looking at the TVs, and you could still fit 2 more people very easily over by the Ninja Turtles machine in the same thing. And then if you want to, you could always put somebody or 2 people on the floor. That room does fit quite a few people. I do have it set up. It's a small room, yes, but I have it set up in a way that works like really, really well.
When we move, though, we're taking out that slug that Sabrina drew, and I want to put it in a frame.
Yeah, I love Dig Dug. I used to drop quarters in that all the time when my mom used to bring me to the laundromat when I was a kid.
Played that.
Loved Dig Dug. It was at the arcade machine
at the
laundromat when I was little.
That went to the mall that was not allowed to go to the arcade except like twice. Thank God for grandparents.
I don't have 30 systems in there. I have
about.
No, not just about. I do not have 30 systems. I have a Retro Duo which plays Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I have an Atari 2600 that is hooked up. I have a Nintendo 64.
Yep.
I have a Wii that plays GameCube games, so that's my Wii and my GameCube. I have a Wii U. I have a Switch. I have an Xbox Classic. I have a PlayStation 1. I have a PlayStation 2. I have a PlayStation 3. I have the original Nintendo, like the NES. I have an original Super Nintendo. And I believe... and I have an Atari 5200 that I cannot get working. I can't get a power supply. And even if that works, I don't know if that'll make it turn on. I don't even know if it works. But I do have one. I don't think I have any other consoles in there besides that. I have a Sega Genesis. Beyond that, I have the 2 clone consoles. So, Mini Nintendo, Mini Super Nintendo. I think that's it for console-wise, I think. I do have another Atari. I do have it's a wooden, it's not the 3 toggles, not the heavy 6er. But it's the one after that. It's the wooden 4-switch one. And I have a plexiglass, the official Atari plexiglass case for it that it sits in, and I got all the hookups and stuff for it, so, yeah. Nintendo 64. N64. Nintendo 64. Everybody knows Nintendo 64. Love my Nintendo 64. I was actually jamming on that yesterday for a while. I played the end of Super Mario 64. I beat it. What else did I play on the Nintendo 64? I played through Star Fox 64. I was only gonna play a little bit of it, but like I was rocking it. I'm just blowing through it, and I'm like, yo! It was right before last night's premiere. I got to the premiere 5 minutes before it started because I kind of got stuck playing Star Fox 64. So, anything else that I play on the Nintendo? I don't think so. I think that was all I played on the 64. And then I broke out the Super Nintendo Mini and was playing some Ninja Gaiden 3 after I played some other... I spent all day in the game room yesterday. I did switch between games quite a bit, but like I played quite a bit of each game. Like I didn't just put in a game for 5 minutes. Like I'd play a game for a good, sometimes half an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and then I'd switch games and put something else in, something else to strike my... The only problem is when I go in there, it's hard to pick something out. That's like the biggest issue I have when I walk into the game room. It's like, what do I want to play? Because I know as soon as I start playing something, I'm instantly going to want to play something else. Because between the clone consoles, and I don't have a ton of PS2 games. I have like 15 PS2 games. I have a lot of PlayStation 3 games, and not a lot. I've got like 30 of them. But, you know, more than PlayStation 2. But yeah, the issue is because with all the clone consoles and everything else, I got thousands of games. I have games in there I've never played.
Yep.
I have games that I don't have I want to play. Like, I'd love to play Little Nightmares 2. I loved the first one.
We gotta get a bigger TV.
But when the hell do I have time?
New Year's Eve. I know that's a long ways away. I'm just saying because we like to do Just Dance, you know, on New Year's Eve. We play Just Dance on New Year's Eve.
Remember a Riot Shield argument for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? No, but I remember the Riot Shield from Modern Warfare 3. I didn't play Modern Warfare 2, but I did play Modern Warfare 3. Yes, I've played Star Fox 2. I actually played a little bit of that yesterday as well. I have it on the clone console, and I have it on the Switch. But yeah, I've played that many times. But yeah, it was a nice video game binge. I had food and energy drinks, and I had my 2 vapes, and I was just a very happy Sabian. What do I think of the Urban Legend movies? I think that they are watered down Scream movies.
I don't like. He made us watch one of them. It was the theme park one.
That's Final Destination, not Urban Legend.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got my horror movies screwed up. Wait a minute, I'll kick myself. See, did it.
Urban Legend movies are watered down Scream movies. That's how I've always seen them.
I didn't like them.
It was solidified when a good friend of mine said that he's never seen ever seen the Scream movies, but he's watched the Urban Legend movies and he loves them. But he thinks Scream is stupid, even though he hasn't really seen them. And that bothers me to my soul. Like, what? It's like saying you've never seen Troll, but Troll 2 is better anyway. But if you've never seen the first one, you don't know. And by the way, the first Troll movie is great.
I love the Troll movie. It's hilarious. The second one's okay. The second one, though, I think is a little cheesy. But the first one I really did enjoy. I really did. I thought it was very, very good. It was, even for the budget that they had. They didn't have a very big budget for the Troll movie. I looked into it. They didn't have a very big budget.
When?
This is.
When is he coming?
Oh, no, I told Jay that the car was in the shop. That's why we couldn't buy the PS5. He was going to sell it for $500. I looked at him.
I'm not buying a PS. I'm not a PlayStation guy. I'll get a PlayStation 5 when someone's like, yo, I got a PlayStation 6 and I don't need this anymore.
Exactly.
Do you want this? Sure, I'll take it off your hands. That's how I got my PlayStation 3.
Well, right now
That's how I got all my PlayStation 3 games.
he's also recovering from, like, the house fire, too. My friend, his stove caught fire 2 days ago. Luckily, nobody was injured. Everybody got
Critters?
out.
I liked the first one.
Yeah, I like the first and the second one. Personally.
They're okay. They're not like my favorite movies in the world, but they're not terrible at all. They're decent.
Wasn't in Supernatural they went and saw the guy who actually was
don't get me wrong, Fuzzy. I liked Urban Legend, the first one. I haven't seen the rest of them either. I liked Urban Legend, but it's not. It's definitely a B movie. It's a movie that was made in response to another movie that's better. Like, they made this movie, which was good. We should copy that and do the same thing, only a little different. And then they did. And my opinion's always been like, why watch a copy of a great movie when you could just go watch a great movie? Don't get me wrong. The Evil Dead remake was really good. Probably one of my favorite remakes. But why watch a remake? Why? Why watch a remake of a fantastic movie? Just go watch a fantastic movie. Go watch the original. I loved the first one. Loved the first Scream movie. I hated the second one. I hated it. I still do. This is my least favorite Scream movie. I fucking hate the second one. The third one is, it's definitely not that great. Oh, and don't get me wrong. When I say I hated the second one, I hate it in comparison to the other ones. It's not like I hate Scream 2 is like the worst movie ever. It's not. It's still a decent movie. It's good. It's just, it's my least favorite Scream movie. The third one, I liked it better than the second one, but not even close to as good as the first one. The fourth one, oh my god, the fourth one, that is my favorite Scream movie after the first one. That's my second favorite Scream movie is Part 4. I fucking loved it. Part 5 left a little bit to be desired, and Part 6 is actually in the running for my least favorite Scream movie now. So, and that's where I stand with the Scream movies. And yes, I've seen Evil Dead Rise. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. I like the idea that there's 3 books. So, like, the remake of Evil Dead wasn't a remake, is essentially what they're saying. It's the reason why that book, like, had, like, the 9 different rituals and for the summon and stuff like that. It's been explained by Sam Raimi that there are actually 3 versions of the Necronomicon, and they're all really bad, but like one is like worse than all of them, and that's the one that Ash has. It's the one that Ash has been battling, the one with the Deadites. So that's like the original Necronomicon, and then these are all like spin-offs of said Necronomicon. And yes, I have seen the original Scarface many times. Can't tell you how many times I've been sitting at a party getting wasted with my buddies back when I was like 20 years old and watched Scarface. Just had Scarface on in the background. Yeah, I've seen that movie a lot. Sleepaway Camps? I mean, I thought we've already covered the Sleepaway Camps.
We've seen all the Sleepaway Camps.
I love the Sleepaway Camp movies. Love them.
Especially
all of
Pamela
them.
Springsteen.
Yeah, Pamela Springsteen is.
Actually,
I like them both.
We characters I race with sometimes if I plan race.
I love the Sleepaway Camp movies. We watch them every year. Every time we go camping, we usually put on a Sleepaway Camp movie and a Friday the 13th movie.
I'll even remember to bring them. Usually. Accidentally brought the wrong box version of Friday the 13th.
I gotta start bringing breakfast to Blood and Beans.
Want me to make you some eggs?
No, that's not what I was getting at.
There's also egg salad in the fridge.
And I'll probably just get that. That's fine, but I'll get it after the stream. I'm not so hungry that I'm gonna just go make you attack the fridge for me. Sit, relax.
8 with a terrible stomachache. That's why I had to lay on my stomach to go back to sleep.
So yeah, that's essentially the game room. It has a lot of games. It has some relatively comfortable places to sit.
It's hot in there because of the plasma TV.
The plasma TV gets a little warm.
Once we get a new TV, probably the same size.
But the wintertime it works great, and in the summertime it's fine. Like, I sit back there for fucking hours, and I hate the heat, but...
You got a fan right out blowing on.
Not all the time. Most of the time I'm back there for hours with no fan. I just sit back there and play games. I'm fine. It doesn't bother me. Heat rises. I sit in the chair and leave the door open. Heat leaves, cool air leaks in, I'm good. I play games. No. There is not a single movie where I consider the remake better than the original. Not one. And the whole premise that that could even happen is kind of mind-boggling anyway. Because if you're going to remake a movie, it's because you liked the movie so much. It was so good, it was so memorable that you're going to remake it. I mean, yeah, maybe they should start taking shitty movies and remaking them. Of course, they have done that with B movies as well, right? Like the Sleepaway Camp movie, or not Sleepaway Camp, Slumber Party Massacre. The Slumber Party Massacre remake, that was fucking horrible. Horrible. I would rather gouge both eyes out with a damn plastic spoon than ever have to sit and watch that goddamn movie again. It was horrible. I don't even understand how they could take a movie like the Slumber Party Massacre that had such a low budget and took such a beating from critics, because it was just a B fucking movie, and make it worse. Now, to be honest, I like the original. I do. The original Slumber Party Massacre gets a bad fucking rap. It is not just all naked girls and pillow fights and silliness. It's actually got a really good story for a horror movie. There's character arcs, like the popular chick who gets left out of the party, and then her little sister who wants to be like her big sister, but her big sister couldn't get in with, and then like the end, they're the ones that end up having to come and save everybody, and then there's character arcs, there's plot and plot development. It's a good movie. Like, you compare Slumber Party Massacre to the trash that's pumped out today. Slumber Party Massacre has a fucking story. It has a main character. It has a plot line. It has character arcs. It has a beginning, a climax, and an ending. It's a good movie. But the remake's horrible. It's horrible, and I'm not gonna get into it because I'm just not. Watch them both if you haven't seen them, or watch whichever one you haven't seen yet, and you will understand exactly what I mean. But you've been warned. You're going to be wasting an hour and a half of your life. If you haven't seen the original Summer Party Massacre, that's not a waste. Go out and watch it. It gets a bad reputation. It's a good movie. Go fucking watch it. But the remake it's a waste of time. I liked Blood and Honey.
Swing.
I liked Blood and Honey. It had a really, really, really low budget. Pockets was not a fan.
What?
I was. Blood and Honey. The Pooh movie. Winnie the Pooh.
That fucking sucked. I was going in there with such great intentions.
I loved it.
It's Pooh Bear in a freaking... It's a mask. It's a bear mask.
Because of the budget.
I don't give a shit. I was disappointed.
I was not disappointed. I knew exactly what I was getting into going into it, and I knew that, like, you know, the anthropomorphic animals, and you could always explain that away, like, oh, well, when these things grow up, they just, you know, they basically turn into human beings that kind of resemble animals, so they wear masks now, so they still, you could explain that away in a million different ways as a fucking author. The point is the premise of that movie, the storyline behind it, and then, like, the kills and stuff. Like, I don't know. I was on board. It was better than the mean one, the Grinch movie that came out, and I liked that. I liked the Grinch movie too. Getting to see Art the Clown dressed up as the Grinch and killing people, it was great. The Strangers was meh. Was not all that impressed. Therefore, I've never seen The Strangers Pray at Night. Because I was not very impressed with The Strangers. Everybody, like, went nuts over that movie, too, when it came out. And it seemed like everybody just went nuts over it because Liv Tyler was in it. Like, I really could care less. She was in Armageddon. Woo. Now she's in a home invasion movie. And the movie, again, didn't really have character arcs. It didn't really have a plot. It didn't have a satisfying... There was no story. There was no story to The Strangers. It was just a movie about a home invasion. That's all it was. So, yeah, I was not really a fan. Never seen Poppy Playtime. But yeah, no. Strangers, I think, was just a little bit overhyped. Like, if you're going to tell a good home invasion story, put a story in there, maybe? I mean, just the thought. You don't got to reveal everything about the killers and stuff. I mean, you could still leave a lot of things to the unknown and still have a fucking story. There's no story. See, I like horror movies with story, and that's, I feel, I don't know, some creators out there, mostly movie makers in Hollywood, I feel like horror fans don't like, oh, it's just horror, it doesn't matter. Just put in some blood and some guts and I'll be happy. No. No, I actually pay attention to things like continuity and stuff like that. It's got to make sense, got to be grounded, it's got to keep me invested. And if, there's no story there or anything to make me invested, it pulls me out of the experience. There's really nothing there to tie my attention to the film. Or to whatever it is you're trying to tell, because it ain't a story. I would argue that people that like horror like a good story just as much, if not more, than some other genres of storytelling. What is horror but dark fantasy? It's like slashers are a subgenre of horror. Horror is just a subgenre of fantasy. Which is also why, like true crime stuff and whatnot, I know people consider that horror. It's not. It's not horror. That's why it's called true crime. It's got a different category. Horror is fantasy. It's dark fantasy, but it's fantasy. Stu from Scream is still alive. He is. He is actually in a scene in Scream 2. He is one of the extras at the college. Backrooms movie looks, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I don't understand the plot of that, and some of it I guess I do, but the lore of it. FNAF, I get it, but I get it now. It's so hard to understand the FNAF lore because they hide it in things like game code.
I'll be able to pay you off on Monday.
Children's brains. So I read a FNAF story and I have to go interrogate my child.
Which is funny. Because she knows all the lore.
Which is how I have to get it. Backrooms, I just don't feel like investing that much time. Though, I wouldn't mind writing a good backrooms story.
I'm awesome.
Which means I would have to invest myself in the lore, because I'm not going to just write a story all willy-nilly without knowing anything about it. I would have to, look into it, figure it out, and write a little story in accordance with it. Actually, now I kind of want to. Now I have that urge. But I can't, because the next story I have to write is going to be a Locust Lake story. Finally. It has been a long time since I've written a Locust Lake story. Even longer, a solo Locust Lake story. I haven't written a Locust Lake story myself, just me, without co-writing it with Doughboy. I haven't written a Locust Lake story on my own since the second Locust Lake book. The 3 exclusives in that book are written by me. I haven't narrated a Locust Lake story written completely by me since the second series, the Halloween story, Trick or Retreat, a Halloween at Locust Lake. That was the last Locust Lake story that I wrote that wasn't co-written and was also narrated. So, over 2 years. And I got a really good... Why haven't I written a Locust Lake story in a while? Honestly, I haven't had a good idea. I didn't want to just go ahead and write anything. And I know no one asked that question. I just kind of pulled that question out of my head. But yeah, I didn't want to just write another Friday the 13th movie. You Shouldn't Be in the Black Woods. That was basically my version of Friday the 13th Part 2. And yeah, it's not like you listen to that story and it's like, oh, this is an exact copy of Friday the 13th Part 2. If you listen to it, you're going to be like, how is this Friday the 13th at all? It takes place at a camp and there's a killer. That's about it. But I did draw a lot of inspiration from the second Friday the 13th movie when I wrote that story. Just like I pulled a lot of inspiration from Friday the 13th Part 7 when I wrote The Black Woods, Just a Gosh Darn Summer Camp, which is an hour and a half long. And every Locust Lake story idea that I've had, besides the exclusives I wrote, which, in my opinion, really good. Kind of really good ideas on those exclusives, each one of them, like the way I approached them. Little pat on the back for that one. But I can't narrate them, so unless you get the book, you're not going to know. I just haven't had a really good idea in a while. And then I did. Like about a month ago, I was just watching a movie, and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. This is my idea. So now I get to write that. I just finished the Chronicles of Shiloh Part 3 yesterday. So this week I'm going to start writing that Locust Lake story. Yeah, it's been, and I had to put it on like a writing itinerary to get back to that point where I could write a Locust Lake story solo. But we're there. I had a lot of things I had to get done, get written first, and I still have a lot of things I have to get written when I'm done with it. But I'm finally at the point now where I'm here. Just between that, writing for Halloween, writing for Confronting Evil, editing books, writing the Chronicles of Shiloh, and I'm also writing a novel. I'm hoping that the beginning of next year, I'll release it. Will be my very first ever written novel that has never been narrated. So all my books, you get, I think I might have explained this in my book stream as well. All my books, you get at least one story, sometimes two, sometimes three, but you get at least one story that I've never narrated. And I don't do that to keep stories from all of you guys. I do that so when people pick up the book, they're like, oh, cool. So, like, I have something that, is like a reward for a purchase. A little something extra because I bought the book. Think of it as like a bonus disc. The books all come with at least one bonus story, one bonus disc. But that means the majority of my books that you pick them up, they are stories that I've narrated on my channel, which is fine. I don't mind publishing the stories that I've narrated at all. It's kind of been the whole point. But I've never once written and published a book where, like, nobody's heard anything inside of it. And no, it's not going to be, it's not an anthology. It is a novel. It will be 13 stories, chapters long, very much in the same vein as my anthology books. But they all tell a progressive story. So, like Pen Pal, basically. Kind of written in that kind of a style, where each story is a standalone story, but they all start to compile into a larger story to be told. And I am 8 chapters in of 13 chapters. And I have the whole book outlined, so I know exactly where I am and know exactly where I'm going. But I have 8 of those chapters written, and I have 5 more to go. Well, thank you, Gamma. I do, like I said, just want to try and give something to those that actually go out and purchase the book, give a little bit of something back. So that's why I don't narrate those. I've been to Florida. I don't want to go to Florida, so I guess we're going to Los Angeles, but I really don't want to go there either. I'd rather go to Locust Lake on vacation. It's nice there. It's peaceful there. I'm going back to in a couple of weeks, whether the Subaru is back or not.
Sold the swing already. She's gonna pick it up day after tomorrow. $20. So with that combined with the lawnmower money, pay it back already.
I'm not worried about it. I want your phone working first.
Me too.
Don't worry about it.
On Monday.
Don't worry about it. I don't want nothing, no payback unless you get that phone working.
I'll be making that.
I'm not having you pay for
$45.
You're not paying me back for a paperweight. Don't worry about it. I know how hard you work for your money.
I love that fucking weed whacker. It's so light.
I know, but I still know how hard you work for your money. It's also hot outside. It's humid outside.
Yeah.
I know what you're...
Wait, I have a do-rag on my head most of the time.
I know what you're doing.
I want to get one of those little air conditioners.
Pingu is alright. Pockets loved Pingu.
That go around your neck. It's battery operated. It keeps you cool. That'd be perfect for you. What did I like?
Pingu.
Pingu? I didn't like Pingu. The kids like Pingu. I was just in the room.
But it's a penguin.
It's a penguin that doesn't speak English. All he does is go do 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 do. That's what you hear. Two penguins talking is the same do 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 back and forth. It's like Fergie's.
Oh, there's not enough coffee in the world.
That's why I drink tea. 2 times the amount of caffeine.
Well, it's weird because tea doesn't do fucking shit for me.
I know, my doctor told me to switch to tea because it'll help me sleep.
Yeah, well, then there's something in there that counteracts that 2 times the amount of caffeine.
Yeah, it's called 300 milligrams of Seroquel.
And the tea's not going to make it, so why would the tea make you sleep? It doesn't make sense.
Because I guess he said when it's hot, it releases endorphins for you to calm down.
The other stuff in the tea counteracts the caffeine, which is what I say.
And he also says if I get into a panic mode, to drink hot chocolate. Because
that is not what you hear on Boys Night. I am coherent.
Yo!
Yo is different. It's not do. It's yo.
I always say dude.
It's a do.
Oh. No, sometimes if you're singing a song, you do.
Peace out, Paul. Have a good one. And be safe out there. Enjoy your Sunday.
Yeah, this might be the last time you hear me because he's probably going to get off and kill me after he gets done with the live stream.
Killing anybody.
Look for me. Look for the remains in Pennsylvania.
I have to shave. Since I work construction now, I shave my head bald. And I haven't shaved in like 4 days, so I'm a little fuzzy.
You're Velcro-y.
So, I haven't shaved my face though either. I haven't shaved in like 4 days, so I gotta shave.
You got the Hugh Jackman lumberjack look going.
No,
that's what you got.
I don't at all. I just look scruffy and gross.
I don't think you look. Ew, I don't think you look gross. If I thought you looked gross, do you think I'd marry your ass?
Bork. And the hey yeah. That's Shawnee. And dude, he called me yesterday. He FaceTimed me yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not, but
he's got a nice braid.
He's got a mohawk.
Yeah,
he did the mohawk. Hey, thunder.
Indians are not supposed to cut their hair. Did you know that?
I'm not bringing ethnicity into this at all.
They're not, but he left it long. That's what I'm happy about.
He's cutting it short.
He didn't. Well, it'll go back.
No, he cut it short yesterday. It's done now. It's short. He has a short mohawk.
Oh, watch his power.
He'll be fine. He'll do his 26-hit ultra combo, and he'll be okay.
Do you know that even Christina, Bear's wife, even tells Bear not to dance if it's a nice day? I'm like, oh my god, that's what we tell our friends. And
yes, he did. He called me yesterday and showed me he has a mohawk. He shaved both sides of his head, and when I saw him, his hair was still long, so he had like his mohawk done up into a braided ponytail. But he was going to be cutting it short as soon as he got off the phone. So, yeah, he's got the mohawk going. Yeah. So, keep picking on me, buddy, because the lanes are going to shift here real soon.
It's kind of funny because he's an Irish Indian, too.
I don't care.
No, I'm saying that's how he's able to, drink so much. It's both of them.
I mean, he kind of has it, but it's not short in front. Mullets are awesome.
Thank you.
Business up front, party in the back. It's the game room. My house is a mullet.
I just have a shag.
Business up front, party in the back. We have a mullet house.
I have the girl's mullet. Stupid shag. No, not the carpeting.
So, yes. Off stream, when it's time for boys' night, you must pick on the Shawnee, Somber. You must assist. Oh, the things to say that won't be said. Not live, anyway. Oh, I know. That mullets are a hairstyle. They're business up front and party in the back, just like my house. I have a mullet house. Mullets ain't just a hairstyle, it's a lifestyle. Yeah, so, I don't know. Guess ran back out of topics again. But that's okay, because I was going to be ending the stream here in a minute or two anyway. So, I mean, that's true. You do. You take every fucking opportunity you can get. But I'm going to close out the stream in a couple of minutes. I wanted to warn you guys. I was going to try and push it to that hour mark, but man, my stomach is growling and I need food badly. Excuse me. You're more than welcome to come visit Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania. If you're ever going to be in that area, let me know. That's where Locust Lake is. And that is where I take all of my victims. I mean, friends. And you shouldn't be worried about meeting the family. They're about half as scary as I am. Except for Pockets. Pockets is like 3 times as scary as I am.
And 2 times as short.
Don't matter how short you are.
You're quick and tiny and I'm fast.
And you can be mean. I have not seen that. Sounds like something you'd watch on Pornhub. Nick Jugger Nuggets. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to. I am still waking up. Oh, that's cool. My buddy Pico is 6'4". My brother is 6'1". I know tall people. Tall people's fine. There's that has nothing to do with whether or not you can, like, you know, meet me at some point. I'm not a heightist. Though I am short. And on that note, also going to cut the stream a little bit short today. I love you guys. I am going to take off and go satisfy my grumbling stomach so it leaves me the hell alone. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping into Blood and Beans today. I am sorry that I did not have a whole lot of topics to go on, but sure as shit, Pockets provided some entertainment, so that worked out well. Have a great morning. Enjoy your Sunday. Try and relax. Be safe and stay creepy. Bye-bye.